an intensification of nuclear threats from North Korea, while the world is preoccupied with other wars, has ignited an urgent debate over Mr. Kim's motives. For decades, a central part of the North Korean playbook has been to stage carefully measured and timed military provocations, some aimed at tightening internal discipline, others at demanding attention from its neighbors and the United States, or all of that at once. That new drumbeat of threats, while the United States and its allies have been preoccupied with the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East, has set foreign officials and analysts wondering whether the North's leader, Kim Jong-un, has moved beyond posturing and is planning to assert more military force.
Analysts broadly agree that North Korea has been shifting its posture in recent years, compelled by an accumulation of both internal problems, including a moribund economy and food and oil shortages, and frustrations in its external diplomacy, like Mr. Kim's failure to win an end to international sanctions through direct diplomacy with President Donald J. Trump. But to several close watchers of North Korea, the latest round of signals from Mr. Kim feels different. Some are taking it as a clue that the North has become disillusioned with seeking diplomatic engagement with the West, and a few are raising the possibility that the country could be planning a sudden assault on South Korea. But they would love their enemies to believe that they could, because that could lead to engagement and possible concessions, like the easing of sanctions.
Many say that Mr. Kim's ultimate goal remains not a war with South Korea, a treaty ally of the United States, but Washington's acceptance of his country as a nuclear power by prompting arms reduction talks. Two veteran analysts of North Korea, the former State Department official Robert L. Carlin and the nuclear scientist Siegfried S. Hecker, sounded an alarm this past week in an article for the US-based website 38 North, asserting that Mr. Kim was done with mere threats. Kim Jong-un has made a strategic decision to go to war, they wrote. Analysts in China, North Korea's most vital ally, were also deeply skeptical that Mr. Kim would go to war unless the North were attacked. Professor Shi Yinhong, at Renmin University in Beijing, asserted that the North's leadership, not being irrational, ultimately acted out of self-preservation, and that starting a war would work against that goal.